Hey guys, it's Jasmine here, and today I'm bringing you something completely different. This is called Oxygen Not Included. This is the new game made by the Klei Entertainment people that did Don't Starve. It's a colony builder slash it's a colony builder. Let's put it that way. And it's great. It's really fun. It's definitely something new, and I'm really digging and enjoying this. And I thought this would be a great thing to start like showcasing on the channel, as well as just playing in general because I love colony builder games. So as you can see, I kind of started a game before just to get the feel of it, but we're going to start a whole new game. All right, so before we start a brand new world, we have to start putting people in it. And so this game is kind of similar to RimWorld, but it's a little bit less complicated than that. But it's definitely really fun. So we start out with 3 people. These are our crew. They're actually just called duplicants because we actually like 3D print them out of this portal at the beginning of the thing. But we can kind of like see what each character brings to the table. And so right now we have the 3. We have McNair, Viola, and Price. I like how Price is here already because I wasn't like planning to get him right away. But what we could do is we could actually start looking at their traits, and each of their traits actually helps the team in their own various ways. Like cooking, we'll definitely be needing to cook eventually in this game. Creativity is something about decorating speed, which I haven't really played with decorating, but it's something new. So let's just kind of go through this. McNair, he's an interior decorator. He has a bottomless stomach, so that means that he actually eats more calories and more food, which is actually a problem because food is something that we definitely need to keep. We have a night owl who's Vila, who has flatulent, so sometimes she just farts. It's completely fine. But then they also have additional information down here like decor expectation. So in this game, decor is a huge part of it. So it's just basically, is it messy? Is it clean around us? What is our expectations? Right now, McNair and Viola both have an expectation of 15. And in response to that, when they're super stressed out, they get destructive. I don't think I really want that. I mean, Price is also, he has a high decor expectation, but when he gets stressed, he just vomits. I'm cool with that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle this around maybe. Let's get like a good group of people to start with, and then we can just go from there. All right, Mildred, she's got really good athletics that determines her speed. Her creativity is pretty high. She's also destructive. She's naturally robust, which means she has a hardy immune system, which is pretty good, but she's not very smart, so she can't research. That's not a problem, especially if we have 2 other people that can research. Interior decorator, biohazard, which means that he gets sick more frequently. But he does have really good cooking, really good medicine, tinkering, and creativity. I'm just going to shuffle these guys one more time. Maybe, let's see. Tinkering, construction, grease monkey. Duplicate likes to throw a wrench into colony's plans in a good way. So that's pretty good. And irritable bowel. So this game does involve a lot of pooping. And you'll see that when we get into this game. I kind of like Nisbet. I just want to get into this as soon as possible. Anemic. Exact opposite of athletic. So, oh, he's very slow. Let's do it one more time, maybe. Twinkle toes. What's twinkle toes mean? Light as a feather on the feet. Athletics +7. Digging is really good. I'm fine with this, and I think because this is our colony, we should name people as such. So I'm gonna be name myself as Nisbet. I'm gonna call him Ash. Why not? Ash Twinkle Toes. Yeah, let's do it. And the not so super duper train wreck. I like that. We could actually name our colony. I like the name though. I'm gonna keep it. So let's go. Alright, so here we are. This is how they start the game. So first things first, we could pause it, which is really nice. And it says, alert! Your crew has woken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. Might be best to start digging. So we're just gonna pause the game real quick and we'll just show you briefly all the controls and stuff like that. So as you can see, this is where we start out. And there's these large pockets of breathable air and water and stuff like that. There's also places that have vacuum that's unbreathable. And I don't really understand what the vacuum does or how it affects us. But I'm really scared to like maybe go through this. But there's lots of vacuum. You can kind of see that they are like highlighted with these little bubbles. But there's also places that have toxic gas. Like contaminated oxygen is over here. It's very toxic. So if we break into that, we have a chance of killing our crew. But there's also places like carbon dioxide. See, right here. There's also lots of tiles though that benefit us, like these oxalite that actually produces oxygen, which is really cool. And so that's stuff that we don't really want to mine into, but it's definitely, an option for other oxygen. So down here we have a list of all the things that we can actually do. We could build our base, we could oxygen, all this. This is all the stuff that we can build, which is pretty cool. Down here is all of our, what would you call these? Down here is all of our actions: digging, harvest, priorities. We could actually do all this stuff like mopping. Like if someone makes a mess, we could actually mop it up. We could deconstruct stuff, dig and harvest. And then up here we have our overlays and other information. So we could actually look at our jobs and see like, yes, here's all the stuff that we want them to do. And it's very similar to RimWorld. Vitals, we actually tell us, each of us, what we're doing and how we're actually doing. And because a lot of us have a high decor expectations, we're already stressed out just a little bit, but it shouldn't be fine as long as we continually make our base look pretty and clean. They also eat. You can actually see how full they are, when they eat, and how many calories it can actually give them. Like we can actually reduce their calorie intake, which is actually interesting. I didn't realize I could do that. Every day there's a cycle, and through those cycles you can actually get a report, and we can actually look at how we're doing. This is going to be really important, especially when we're not reproducing, to see if we're actually breaking even on oxygen production and calorie production, all this other stuff. So, and then research. We'll eventually get the research table. So right now, let's look at our overlay. We have a couple different overlays. We have a oxygen overlay. So this shows us where is it breathable and what isn't. And you can actually see that it goes from blue to yellow, yellow being very toxic. Power overlay, that actually shows you what's streaming, what's broken. If once we get into the power, we could actually start looking into this. Temperature is also a thing. I imagine like if it gets too cold or too hot, your people get stressed out. Right now it's temperate, which is perfect. We're in a temperate area. And then light. I think light affects them in some way. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really seen it yet, so we'll play with it. And then overall, there's also decor too. So we have high decor in here, but as you go into these other areas, much lower. And so yeah, it's a very interesting game. But first things first, I think what we need to do is we need to start mining. And I think I want to start mining into this room since it has a lot of oxygen in it. We also make sure that we have enough space for cots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them mine this way. And then we'll also break down. Let's actually break down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to... once they start breaking that up, we'll start getting the resources to make ladders, and they can actually start going down. And I want to keep this oxygen light if I can, because this is actually really good for us to have. All right, there they go. They're just mining away. So if we hit the tab button, we can actually make them go faster, which is actually really cool because, like, you don't want to sit here and wait 5 minutes for them to mine all this out. And it looks like sand does fall naturally. So that's something that we should really consider about. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. All right, so now they got that done. Let's build a ladder so they can come down here. But we also want to make sure that a lot of this stuff on the ground is stored away. So we're going to build a storage compactor, and that will be where they can put all of this crap on the floor. Because yeah, we don't want this on the floor at all times. They're going to get really angry about that because it's considered messy and not decorish enough. Anyways, perfect. So this is it's like I said, it's very similar to RimWorld where you actually have to tell things where they go. Right now, we're just going to store everything in here as all. But down the line, as we become more and more research, we could actually start being more specific of where things are kept. So right now, we're just going to store everything that we can in there. And it's important to have cots, but I think the first things first that we should definitely build is a bathroom. And I want to make it somewhere where they could get to, but it's not going to be too bad because the bathrooms eventually start producing toxic gas, and that's no bueno in general. I guess we could have it actually over here. Let's do that. We'll put the bathroom like over here. And what we'll do is we'll make like a pneumatic door if we can. And that will keep, you know, it'll keep it more private, semi-private, and stuff like that. All right, so let's see. Where is my outhouse? I think it's under plumbing. Here you go, outhouse. And you can see here, it reduces stress and spreads the disease regularly where duplicates relieve themselves, but it requires no piping, which is great. So this is just an outhouse. There's no plumbing involved. I think plumbing can come eventually. Yeah, I bet there's probably like a better bathroom. All right, so while they're cleaning that up, let's also build some cots for them to sleep on because they're going to get tired. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Nice. All right, so yeah, this is just the basic setup. that we got right now. So as you can see, this little portal, it says, this is how we get new people. And it prints a new duplicate every, I'm not sure. It's like, I think those are seconds. So 1,200 seconds. I think that's like up to 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I have no clue. But yeah, we're getting going. We're doing pretty good. Look at them go. All right. So I think the next thing I want to do, that is a good question. What do I want to do next? I think what we should do is we should consider our oxygen, because it says that we need our food source, but we also need oxygen as well. So what we could do is we can make a micro musher. Now, micro musher actually produces us food. It uses dirt and water. So what we need to do is we need to break into this water. So maybe that's what we're going to do next. Let's just start digging down. Let's also build a ladder down there so we can actually get into it. Let's cancel this one down here. There you go. Perfect. So they'll start breaking in down there, and we can actually start making food. Now, the food itself, we need some missing ingredients. We need raw metal, which has not been discovered. So we need to look for some copper. And I do see some copper right here. So let's start digging these out. Let's see. I guess we need to get into that place. So let's do like that. Perfect. And I guess what we could do is we could build ourselves a little ladder right here to make it easier for them to get in and out. There you go. Perfect. All right, so now that we have some copper, I guess not enough. We need 400 kilograms of raw copper. Okay, so we definitely need more than that. So let's let them work away. They're going to get water down here. And that's where we're going to get ourselves the water necessary for our foods. Because we're going to put it right here, so they don't have to go as back and forth as much as possible. We have to be very careful about them being able to breathe, since I think this area doesn't have enough oxygen. They have to hold their breath while they dig, which is a little scary. All right, so let's put the food processor here as close as possible. And this needs power. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a manual generator where they're going to run like a little hamster wheel, and that's going to actually produce power for them. And then we're just going to hook it up with a wire. There you go. Perfect. So now we have food. Now we can produce food. And so if you go in here, you can actually see that we have two different types of food. We have a thing called mush bar, an edible putrefied mud slop, preferably to starvation, but only just barely. So you actually make it with dirt and water, and it gives you 1,000 calories per bar, which is actually really good, but it does cause diarrhea, so it does have a chance of getting you sick. And then the other one is called a meal lice, compacted into a dense and mobile loaf. So basically, these are plants that we can actually harvest and turn it into a loaf. And these ones are much more edible and doesn't have any side effects. But right now, I think we're good on food. We have 21,000 calories, and I think that they eat 1,000 a day. Well, they eat until they're full. So this is going to be really important why this calories per day is going to be awesome, because we can actually tell them exactly how much they can and cannot eat. And look at them go! Look at! All right, so now we're actually we're idle now. We've done everything that we can. So I think going forward now we have all this stuff, we should probably start researching. And I think research is under stations. Yeah, here you go, stations. So let's build a research table. Let's put it down here close to the battery. I mean, yeah, let's do it right there. We'll put some power to it, and then we can actually start researching some stuff and getting them going. So the next thing I definitely want to do is I want to start making sure that we have enough oxygen that's being produced every single day. Right now we are pretty good, but we're definitely going to start be overwhelmed by the amount of carbon dioxide that they actually expel, because they're people. We breathe in oxygen, we expel carbon dioxide, right? So we need to make sure that we're okay. And so here we go. Now they're sleeping. This is day 1 cycle. We can actually see we actually have a cycle report ready. I'm just going to get rid of all this. Go away, go away, go away. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at our report. So this is going to be really important in the future and going forward, because we want to make sure that we're breaking even on all these things. So oxygen generation, right now we're not producing any oxygen, we're actually taking. So we actually removed 140.7 kilograms. So we need to produce 140 to keep these 3 guys going, which is going to be interesting. Power usage is fine. Power wasted. We wasted a lot of power. I thought it's going into this battery. I don't know. Calories, they eat 2,000 calories per day, so 2,300 for the 3 of them, which isn't too bad. So that means that we can actually just say, hey, we're going to produce three mush bars per day, 1 for each, which is actually pretty good. Stress, they're a bit stressed out. They got up to 62, but we removed that from them, and they've been traveling and idling. So this is really interesting. I like this. So let's let them sleep. We'll go into fast mode, and then they can just wake up and do this all over again. All right, so to reduce oxygen, we need an algae oxygen. Right now we're missing some raw material. I'm not sure exactly what the material is. Copper ore. Oh, we need more copper ore. Okay, so that's something we can do, definitely. Let's dig out some more of this copper ore right here. So we're just going to do a selective digging, because I don't want to dig huge things and have like too much stuff just laying around. That's not fun. All right, so now I can start researching, and researching is what we're going to use to get new stuff. Now I haven't really played a lot with this. I definitely want the farming because we can start planting more food, but gas is going to be a huge problem in the future, as well as liquid. Right now we don't need liquid piping because we're actually really stable where we're at right now for liquids, so I'm not going to get that right away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get farming. I think farming is going to be really big for us. And what we can do is you can actually say to research it until completion. So that's what I'm going to do. And there he goes. We got Ash. He's coming over here. He's delivering dirt into it, and he's going to research the crap out of it. Oh yeah, I forgot that we have our bathroom right there. Let's put this door right here so they have a little privacy, right? I love how this whole game is revolved around pooping. It's just, it's funny to me. And that's what I like about it. It's hilarious. All right, so we still have 19,000 calories. We're good on that. I want to go through this before we start producing more food, because I want to put this ration box down here as close as possible. All right, so it looks like you guys are now idle again. So let's see. What we're going to do is... it wouldn't hurt to have a tiny battery, actually. Let's put another battery right here, because that wouldn't hurt at all. And let's also start making our oxygen, this algae deoxifier. So what we're going to do is, I guess we could put one down here for right now, but we also want to have one up here because we're starting to lose some of that precious oxygen. You can see there's a little pocket of like carbon dioxide. So I guess what we could do is we could put one right here. And then this definitely needs power, so we're going to have to run a cable all the way over. And I'm going to run it through the ladders, because that seems okay. Alright, so hopefully this will start producing enough oxygen for us that we can maintain 3 people. And if we go over here, you can actually see, yeah, our colonies produced 0, and we've already consumed 81. We also had a skill increase. Ash has worked hard. And he increased his athletics, it said? I think that's what it said. I'm hoping that's what it said. Perfect, yeah. And so this algae deoxidizer actually uses algae to power it. So we'll actually have to start digging into this algae. And I don't want to dig all of it away because I'm afraid that once we do, we're going to lose it as quickly or very quickly. So we're just going to take it like piecemeal each. And ooh, look at that. There's a mealwood in here. So I don't know what vacuum does yet. Maybe it just sucks up all the oxygen and puts it in there. Maybe it's devoid of any gas. Maybe that's what that means. I'm really afraid of breaking into them, but I definitely want to see what it does. And maybe what I'll do is I'll get like a pneumatic door, or maybe like eventually can get these gas permeable tiles, and I'll actually block liquid and gas from going through it. So we'll see. So how are we doing here? Oxygen is getting a little low. We got pockets of unbreathable carbon dioxide that's kind of floating around, but now that we actually have our oxygen or algae deoxifier, we can actually start pumping in more of this oxygen and getting rid of it. I think the next thing we should probably do is maybe we should probably start researching gas pumping. And we can actually start pumping some of that out of here. That might be the course of action for us, because I'm really concerned about them not being able to breathe. All right, so we got some idle people. And I think this is a good place to stop. We've been playing for 20 minutes, and I think this is great. Please let me know what you guys think of this. I kind of want to put this out maybe every day. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you're actually enjoying this, because this is a really fun game, and I'm actually super excited about it. I have been Jasmine. Please leave a like and a favorite, and please be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys!